cool piece where it was very short, but yet it was able to tell a story in a sense without many words to it. It didn't have to explain what was really happening. It was just you kind of understood where both of these dancers were coming from and kind of their emotions moving forward. And something that I really liked about it was the fact that the use of the black and white parts, and when it did go into color, it was still very muted in color. It wasn't a lot of brightness to it. It was just a lot of plain black beigey color clothing, and you would still have the roses there, which really helped pop, and it kind of made that the center piece and the focal point. So I thought just the general setting of everything was really well planned out. I loved the fact that the camera movement was with them throughout certain parts to it. And yeah, the fact that you can really just understand the story and kind of like the before and after of their relationship and everything. So yeah, it was done really, really well.
This is a very nice story with outstanding storytelling abilities of telling us about the end of a relationship, apparently. The music score is truly dramatic, as the performances and dance movements. It has a real nice editing technique as well, and monochromatic film in some parts. It's just an excellent choreography, very well told, and it was just delightful. I really enjoyed
I
it.
liked the way that they told the story, which was very simple. It was the dialogue was simple. I don't love you anymore, and showing both sides of that of a breakup. I really liked the opening scene just before it starts, which is the male dancer sitting in the car and he's kind of gripping the door handle as if he's about to leave. He's not. He's not staying. He's not rooted. Um, and we see the woman breaking up with him, and we see the effects just on both sides, and I think it's something that all of us can definitely relate to. um, I liked the scene changes of the couch versus at the table with them, where there's more color. I thought that was really well done. I liked how they used the location. What really stood out to me was the movements of the dancers. I don't know if it was edited. I think it was edited, but there was like a manipulation with their movements, whether it was sped up or slowed down or put in reverse. I'm not sure what the editing is. It's not my expertise, but there was something manipulated about the movements and the editing, and it was really cool, and I really enjoyed watching it. Um, I thought this piece was really engaging from beginning to end. I thought the music played a really great part in it, and in upping the tension and the emotion and everything overall. So I really liked how this all came together. Great
I thought
job.
this was set so richly, right in the heart of a very difficult conversation of abandonment versus escape. And I thought that that moody, shadowy lighting was a great accompaniment to it, especially for that striking bright red rose, which is the promise and the hope and the romance, which is the draw for one and is the escape or the reason for escape for the other. I thought the process of extracting oneself from a shared life was a fully realized explored journey through this lush musical score and the wrestling physically and emotionally of finding one's place in the world again after that partnership is dissolved. So I thought that also the movement of the piece was really well done, in terms of the cinematography of following them through this journey and always kind of keeping us on our toes.
Watching how a relationship between two people breaks down and how the dancers and the choreography portrayed that was really ingenious. I loved how a lot of the choreography was in opposition to what the other dancer was doing. So that spoke volumes right there. And I think that they just had a beautiful chemistry with one another on screen, and the set was perfect. It was a minimal set, but the dancers really had you riveted. That's where your attention was on this
The
piece.
short uses imagery consistently throughout, and while the most prominent images are simple things like roses and the contrast between white and black colors, the way they used them was powerful. So the two of them are sitting at a table with roses on it in what's probably their last romantic moment together. And they're both wearing black, but when she says, "I don't love you anymore," then leaves, she switches out of her black dress and into her white dance top. Since this is a Chinese short as well, the black and white also likely represents yin and yang. When she starts plucking away at the rose petals, it's also meant to signal the end of their relationship. But then the film shifts to when they show the other really prominent setting, which is the two of them sitting at a couch. And this time it's the man who gets up and leaves quietly, as if he was the one that initiated the whole thing. Perhaps this is meant to signify, just the wave of emotions that the woman is feeling and how they've shifted over time. And then the short ends with a shot of the couple holding hands at the table with roses. And then when they're gone, the roses are still there, but they're far more scattered than before, presumably to signal the mess that always gets left behind after a breakup. And so I thought that this was a good interpretive dance, and it's one that will find you picking up new meanings throughout the more times that you replay.
I enjoyed the choice of music and the way that it was interpreted in this heart-wrenching little study of heartbreak and loss. I like the use of the different locations. The performances were very touching. The video techniques, use of color or lack thereof, to underscore the different parts of the story that were put together in obviously non-chronological order, but in an order that made sense, with the kind of like the whole feeling of the smashed mirror, kind of like they take the relationship and just throw it against the wall and pick up the pieces and try to make sense of it afterwards. Just went really well with the idea of runaway sanity and that whole feeling that you get when as someone that you really care for doesn't feel the same way and your whole life gets shattered. It's just like you get that feeling of loss and chaos and the time being disrupted and the moments where things are hyper real and things are completely numb, and we just got that whole voyage through this short piece. It was only 3 minutes, but at the same time gave a feeling of so much more. So it was very creative and very well done.